Hi, I'm Dr. Yong-Shin Ning, and I'm the founding partner of the Biz Lab. In this video, I'll walk you through a case study to illustrate how to use the Kwik Growth Simulator tool. Before we get started, I would like to give you some context of the case. This case is based on publicly available data of Neuron Mobility. It is an e-scooter and e-bike rental company that has presence around the world, but specifically in this case, we will be looking at its Australia operations. Where publicly available data is not available, we have made assumptions purely for the purpose of illustrating the use of the Growth Simulator tool. We do not have any insider information to Neuron Mobility's data whatsoever. Finally, we will not be liable if the data is used outside of the context of this case study. Let me first start by introducing the Kwik Growth Simulator. This tool helps you simulate the viability of your business growth strategies. It is especially helpful if you're starting a new business or if you're entering a new market. A fundamental concept that we need to understand before using the tool is that the growth is driven by marketing, sales, service, retention, and referral activities. These activities have a direct linkage to the customer journey. So you can see that we have structured the input page of the Growth Simulator tool so that you can see the linkage between the customer journey and the corresponding business activities. To help you understand how we get these numbers to input into the simulator tool, we will walk you through the Neuron case study. So as mentioned just now, Neuron Mobility is an e-scooter and e-bike rental company operating in cities across Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and South Korea. In this case study, we will look at the data relating to their operations in Australia. The first piece of information that we need to input is the average monthly spend of the customer. In this case, we estimate the average monthly spend based on the pay per ride rates. Based on our experience riding the e-scooter in Brisbane, we estimate that the average duration is about 10 minutes. So if we run the numbers, each customer would spend an average of about $22 per month. You may notice that it is on the conservative side compared to the 3-day pass of $25 or weekly pass of $33. We will explain later in the video how you can rerun the simulation with different scenarios. Now that we've got the revenue side, let's take a look at the data around marketing, sales, servicing, and retention. Firstly, we need to look at the marketing spend. Very specifically, we refer to lead generation. In this case, the lead generation undertaken by Neuron is using Facebook marketing campaigns. Neuron did not publish the Facebook expenditure, so later on, you will see that we have based it off data that we have obtained from external research. It's not that difficult to find information on the cost per lead. The next set of data that we need is the sales incentive. This typically takes the form of discounts, cashback, etc. From the screenshot, you can see that Neuron is offering about 50% off, and later on we will assume that the cost of converting each user to be about 50% of $22, and for ease of calculating, we have indicated that it's approximately $10. After lead generation and sales, the next bucket of costs would be around servicing and retention. This would typically come in the form of promo codes and loyalty incentives. In Neuron's case, there isn't referral program, but if there is, then the cost of incentivizing referral will need to be included in the growth simulator. So we've looked at two key areas. Firstly, the revenue, and then the marketing, conversion, servicing, and retention costs. The last area that we want to look at is the retention strategy of Neuron. Based on the available data, it looks like Neuron has a clear plan to retain its customers. In this screenshot, you can see that they are giving away free monthly passes to public health workers. Earlier, we also saw that Neuron incentivizes its customers to buy longer-term passes, which also serves to improve retention. So now let's take a look at how the numbers get pumped into the simulator and what results we get. So let's recap the numbers. Firstly, we estimated the average value of sale as $22 per month. For the number of new customer leads generated per month, we are assuming it to be 10% of 20,000. This is very conservative compared to the 10,000 who signed up in one of the launch cities. The cost of converting each lead is about 50% of $22, which is $11, but for simplicity, we have put it as $10. In the tool, there is a default setting where we can set the retention rate to high, medium, low, or you can have a custom setting to set it to a specific percentage. So in this case, we have indicated a 95% retention rate as it is a 1-year growth simulator, so the most you can go for is 12 months. We have indicated 95% because of our own experience riding the Neuron e-scooter. And once you get all this set up, it's pretty smooth and seamless to ride it again. And because of their strong marketing to create a sustained habit to use the bike, we think the retention is going to be high. So we have assumed the support and the retention cost to be about $3, and this is simply from the promo code advertisement that we saw earlier. Finally, referral rate is set at 5%, which is quite high, though not yet viral. 5% translates to 60% per year, which is about 0.6 referral for each person. So if we kind of take a pause and think about the scenario where you are entering a new market or starting a new business and you don't have all these data. So how do you go about making estimates? So firstly, it could be from small experiments that you conduct that gives you an indication of what the numbers might be. Or secondly, it could be based on data from your competitors. And thirdly, of course, it could be from external sources that you research upon. So based on all the data that's being input on the input parameter page, the growth report will be generated. As you can see, there's a lot of data here, but I want to draw your attention to a few key areas. So firstly, you can see that the total customer base has increased from 2,000 to 23,987. You can also see that the percentage of profit after MSSR has increased from -36 to 75. So these are just some signs that the growth is on a healthy trajectory. The healthy sign to profitability is also clearly seen in the 1-year customer value and cost of customer acquisition numbers. So that's right at the top here. And as a rule of thumb, if the ratio of lifetime value of customer over cost of customer acquisition is greater than 3, it is a strong indication that revenue is likely to be sufficient to cover the other costs of operations, and it's definitely on a healthy path to eventual profitability. So in here, we're not even taking the lifetime, we're just taking the 1-year value, and it's already more than 3, so it's definitely on a healthy path. So in addition to a tabular presentation, the tool also provides you with visual reports of customer growth and profitability. The beauty of this tool is that you can systematically test alternative growth scenarios. So from the table, you can see here that the scenarios get increasingly aggressive. So customers can spend more, there is higher conversion, and higher rate of referral. But at the end of the day, it's not about the numbers, but about your rationale. Are the targets realistic? And what are your plans to achieve the targets? So it's not just purely about putting in numbers, but you need to think about how can you achieve them. Are you going to conduct any experiments to undertake, to test out your growth strategy? I hope this video has been helpful to you in understanding how to use the growth simulator to test out different growth strategies. As you may already know by now, it's not so much about the actual numbers, but the rationale behind it and what are the plans you are going to take to materialize it. Secondly, it's also a tool for you to uncover gaps and opportunities in your business growth strategies. Lastly, and most importantly, don't expect to know all the numbers at the first try. It's just not possible. So you just have to start somewhere, establish a hypothesis, and continue iterating. As a next step, we strongly encourage you to start using the tool. We know it may not be easy for first-timers, so we would like to give to you a complimentary one-time consultation to debrief the results. You can book our calendar using the bit.ly link. Please also visit us at our website www.thebizlab.io to find out how else we can support you. Take care and see you soon.